I'm Roger. You all know me. I'm doing the Lego thing again. It was Lego season, and my son, who's 15 now, has taken me to the Lego conference up in Santa Clara. This was our 5th year, and this year's theme was animation. They choose a theme, and then it can be anything you want. Build it with Lego, go crazy. Animation could be build Daffy Duck out of Lego, or it could be make an animated movie. They had a film festival for the first time. All a lot of fun stuff. Amos gave a talk, and it was one of the better attended talks. There were like 25 people there. He talked about his method of organizing, and I just kind of stay out of it. It's a pretty well attended event. This was in the first day, and they fill the Santa Clara Convention Center, and then there's another whole room that has vendors where you can go buy more Lego if you need more. Who doesn't? And given animation, I thought, well, what am I going to do? I want to animate something. I've done things with servo motors and Arduinos, and of course the thing that came to mind was Darth Vader. Why? Because Darth Vader's cool, because his mouth doesn't have to move, so I didn't have to make a little tiny animated mouth. And there's also this really great animated short film that's Eddie Izzard's Death Star Canteen, where he talks about, yeah, there must have been a canteen on the Death Star, somewhere you can go and have a snack after the big battle. And so I thought, well, let's animate Darth Vader. So, with no further ado, here is what happened. And it's teeny, so I've got this. That is Darth Vader. Darth Vader Live. This is a VEX radio controller, and I've got left arm up and down, I've got right arm up and down. We can do the head left and right, and then we can do the whole body left and right. Oh, and of course, let's turn up the volume. There's a sound chip, and it's like it's doing its own thing. Where's the volume? Let's turn the volume all the way up on that one. This one. Can you hear that? So, don't fail me again. There's a button on the back, and it pseudo-randomly chooses the next. Then we turn on the lightsaber. Where's the lightsaber? Why isn't the lightsaber going on? Oh, because it thought it was on. Okay, now we turn it on. There's the lightsaber. Now, of course, I wanted to do something really ambitious to begin with. This little tower here has a window. No. We're done with that now. The little window had a baby monitor camera in it. And the baby monitor camera went to a screen here, and then I had a microphone, and I could talk back into this, and I was going to do the whole live Darth Vader thing. Got to be ridiculous. Besides, I'd rather walk around the show looking at what's going on. So I can put it into an autonomous mode where I just take my hands off, and it will, well, here's the autonomous mode, and it'll talk randomly, and it'll do random movements, and it'll turn on the lightsaber randomly, and just kind of entertain people. And it ran, that's true. It ran the whole time, 2 days of public exhibition, about 8 hours a day, and didn't break. So that is the beginning of it. Thank you, thank you. So if we switch back, I will now reveal that there's a little bit more to it. On the inside, there's 4 servos. The servos reach up with some threads and wires into the minifigure, and afterwards you can come up and take a look on the side. I didn't show this part at the event because, you know, I figured you guys would appreciate it, not everyone else can. This is a VEX controller. This is kind of a 1990s robot system, but the cool thing with the VEX is the receiver, instead of being just 8 servos out, it gives you a digital stream with all the data. And that can go directly into an Arduino, and you can say, oh, servo 1 is high, or it's at this number, I can do this. Very easy to plug that right into the Arduino and then make your decisions off of that. Vader himself was the challenge. If you've ever worked with a minifigure, they're tiny. The arms are ABS plastic, and they plug into a body of ABS, and there's very tight tolerances, so the arms stay where you want them to stay. I needed to pull with a much tinier lever arm. Normally, if you're a kid and you've got this, whatever it is, a centimeter long lever arm, here it's more like 1.5 millimeters. So I reamed out the opening so that it would slip very easily. I added a brass pin to the shoulder and then have a Kevlar cord, so it's not stretchy, that runs down, opened a hole here, it goes through the leg, goes all the way down to the servo motor. So you pull it one way, the arm goes up, pull the other way, arm goes down. And that worked out pretty well. The head was easy, just reamed that out so it moved easily, glued a wire to it, ran the wires straight down the middle, and attached that to a servo. So it's very simple, but that gets the head back and forth part. And then the lightsaber itself was drilled out. Two little chip LEDs were put into it. A tiny hole. My brother used to make circuit board drills up in the Bay Area, and he gave me like 5 pounds of circuit board drills once upon a time. So I drilled a really tiny hole through the wrist, and then a really tiny hole through the arm. And then this is a spare wire out of an old headphone thing. The wires, if you take those apart carefully, the wires are fantastically thin. So that wire actually runs right down through one of the legs into the circuit board. And that's really all of it. Okay. Thank you.
Did you win?
I finished. It worked. That was winning. The best thing this year was this incredible mountain that had like an amusement park ride. And all your favorite Disney, they had a whole bunch of characters get on this little carousel and then ride up through the mountain. And all these things happened to them as they went up to the top where there's this big reveal with the dragon and music and all that. And it was 100% Lego. Oh, shush. So the 100% Lego, this is 100% Lego from the surface up. I hid everything that's not Lego below the table, the plywood box and the servos. So that, But no, I won because I got it finished. Wow. So.
Roger, I've got a question, but who has the fish?
Who's got the fish? Pass the fish.
Why was sending the data to an Arduino, which has to be programmed to unpack it, better or easier than sending it to just servo drivers that would take the data directly?
If I was going to just puppet it the whole time, that would have been fine.
Oh, but you wanted the autonomous
but
and
I ultimately wanted
responsive.
to just have it be autonomous.
I see. Okay, got it.
So that was a
makes
lot
sense.
easier. My next thought is, who brought the Alexa demo turned into an old crank telephone?
Oh, okay.
That's got me thinking about how to kidnap Alexa or Siri or whatever, and just say, Darth Vader, send an email to, and then have him respond, yes, my master. So that might be his next job.
I just gotta say the webcam aesthetic is really nice too, like the slow camera.
That was this afternoon about 3 o'clock. No one's going to be able to see this up there. So yeah, that worked. It is, yeah. Cool.
I saw at the end of your slide there that you said it came together easily without incident and that it worked for 3 days. How many projects have you had that are like that, and when in my life will I?
Yeah, I don't know, never. And that's probably an exaggeration. I do remember some. I think it was one of the servos failed. Like the gears, for whatever reason, stripped out. Something spastic happened. So. But I had other servos, and no. So it wasn't perfect. It never is, right?
How many Darth Vaders did you go through?
Just the one. Yeah, I did a test on a volunteer who kind of got a little bit mangled, so that one's out. But then I knew what to do, and so the Darth Vader went pretty easily. I know, it was like, but it's not a world-changing project, so. All right, thank you.